it'll get up to. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you scoot that way?
Yeah.
No, the whole chair. Back. Oh, hang on. Sit right there. Stand up. Move forward. No. Okay, now sit. Good. You can lean back and chill because the microphone will pick it up. Eh?
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Welcome to the very first episode of Hali's Weekly News. We wanted to take this first one and just get to know who Hali is. So I'm going to ask her a few questions. She's been working on her answers just so that way we don't ramble and take too much of your time today. So thank you for watching. Real quick, we're just getting started doing this. So it would help us tremendously for you to like and subscribe to our channel. That way you get alerts when we post new videos, which will be on a weekly basis for the time being. And like I said in the intro episode, we have no idea where this is going, but that's when Hali and I operate at our best, because we've made plans that don't go according to plan, and we just like winging it at times. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you for joining us on this ride. And without taking up too much of Hali's time, let's start asking her some questions. You good with that, H?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, show people your water bottle. Can I put it up closer to the camera there? Nice. Who is that?
The Brady Bunch. That's one of my favorite TV shows.
Why?
Because it's a big blended family.
Oh. So is that going to be a theme for the show today? All the different...
blended families.
Yep. Okay. All right. So the first question I have for you, Hali.
Yes.
You have a lot of nicknames. What are some of your nicknames?
H-Baby, H-Bomb, H-Attack, Hacka, H-E, and I can't think of the others.
Why do you think you have so many nicknames?
Because everybody wants to give me a nickname.
Where did H-Baby come from?
I think a movie called Hardball, I think. I'm the youngest in the family, and my name begins with an H, so H-Baby.
Fair enough. What about H-Bomb?
I'm not for sure where H-Bomb came from.
I'll talk to that one. H-Bomb was something that my dad and I created because Hali can be a destructive force, and so it's like getting hit with an H-Bomb. All right. Where'd you grow up?
In Canyon, Texas.
Okay. Canyon is 10, 15 miles south of Amarillo. Amarillo is kind of in the middle of the panhandle of Texas. Okay. Amarillo by morning, George Strait. Okay.
Okay.
Where'd you go to high school?
Canyon High.
What year did you graduate?
2008, I believe.
Okay, you're getting old. You have been out of high school for 14 years.
Yes. And I'm not the only one, he is.
Well, I mean, I'm only 34. You're old because you're 33. That's a turning point. Nothing to that?
No.
All right.
You'll take care of that. I'll take care of that later.
Okay, what'd you do after high school?
I started working at 2 different jobs. At the preschool, a day and a half a week, and at the turn center, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay. What else did you do after high school?
I'm still helping.
No. Did you go to to a different school?
Oh yeah, I went to WT.
They don't know what WT is.
West Texas A&M University.
Okay. What did you do there?
Went to a special class called WTLC, where the learning continues, and I helped with volleyball, and I'm still helping with WT&M volleyball, West Texas A&M volleyball team.
Very cool. So Where the Learning Continues is kind of a college program for you. What all did you get to do?
Math, reading, English, a bunch of other stuff that I can't remember.
That's pretty cool. Okay, now let's go back to your jobs. You have 2.
Yes.
What are your 2?
I work at a preschool, and usually there, I'm usually at the door doing the waters and take kids to the bathroom if they need to.
So you're kind of like the gatekeeper.
Yes.
It's a pretty good job swatting that fly. It's that time of year for us where it's starting to get cold. Like it was 40 degrees this morning. It'll get up to... That's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll get up to 75 today. It'll get up to 80 tomorrow. So all of the flies are starting to come inside. We would love to kill them all, but we can't. We can't keep up with them. So that's one of the things that we will be battling today. All right. So you're kind of a gatekeeper. You have a list of people that can pick up their kids.
Yes. And if they're not on the list, they go straight to the office.
Okay.
Unless the teacher knows the parent. If the teacher doesn't know, if the teacher knows the parent, it's okay. But if they don't, I take them straight to the office.
Okay. Scoot up to your mic a little bit. There you go. All right. So, what else do you do? What do you do on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
I do the laundry.
Where?
Oh, at the Turn Center.
What's the Turn Center?
A therapy place.
Okay.
And
Pediatric therapy clinic for kids
with special needs.
Yeah, and they also travel. The therapists also travel to schools. Yep. Okay. So what do you do?
I do their laundry. Organize. Do the dishwasher. And help with the therapist if they need help with the kiddo.
I didn't know you knew how to run a dishwasher. Does Mom know that?
I just do it at the turn usually.
Have you told Mom and Dad that you know how to run a dishwasher?
I don't run it at home. I just empty
Why not?
it. I don't know.
Because you're afraid you'll have to do the dishes if they know that you can run a dishwasher?
No, because I do that twice a week.
Interesting. I will say at Southwest Montessori School...
Computer's turned off.
That's fine. We'll just let it go. One of the things that is pretty incredible, Haley's had a job there since she was in high school. That was one of the requirements for her to graduate. One of the cool things is watching parents thank her. Unfortunately, we have a lot of tragedies at daycares, and those things probably won't happen at Southwest Montessori Daycare because of the way Haley operates. If you're not on the list, you don't get in, and there's no exceptions. You can't sweet talk her, and who knows how many times that's protected kids. And so after a few years ago, after a really big tragedy, several of the parents wrote Haley thank you cards and gave her flowers and all sorts of things because they know when they take them to Southwest that their kids are safe. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do something like this, because Haley has a lot of struggles, right? Haley has been diagnosed with intellectual disabilities, pretty severe epilepsy, and a Chiari malformation, which affects the size of her brain and how her brain is formed. And one of the things that we look at is, as a society, is we look at what Haley can't do, right? I want to flip that just a little bit, maybe, or at least start the motion of flipping it because all the things that would make you think that Haley can't do things, there's also another side that allow her to be very good at what she can do. And one of those things is running the list of who gets to pick up their kids and who can't. And because that's just the way she operates. She lives in that world. And if you're not on the list, you don't get to pick up your kids, and she doesn't care if you're mad. I know it makes her cry afterwards, but then she quickly gets over it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So those are the things you do. So earlier you mentioned that you work or you don't work, but you help with the WT volleyball.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
We think for 15 years at WT, but we're really not for sure how many years.
Well, you started in fall of 2008.
Yes.
We're in fall of 2022, so that would be 14, right?
About 14 to 15 years.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. What do you do with them?
Like I check the balls, give them high fives, and all that fun stuff.
You're like the chief encouragement
Yes.
officer.
Yes.
Do you ever yell at them?
No.
Why?
Because that's a coach's job.
Well, that's true. What if they need a little something extra instead of, they've heard Coach Potts, Coach Casey, all them for a long time. What if they need a different voice?
I just tell them, just try your best and just have fun.
Well, what if their best isn't good enough, though?
I don't know. I just want them to have fun.
Okay. What's on your vest there?
Our WT logo.
The WT Buff logo.
Vote one
Bump
of their
set
logos.
Spike.
Bump set Spike. And it has my real name on it, but everybody calls me H Baby.
There you go. So that's probably your main nickname.
Yeah.
Other than what your niece and nephew call you.
It's H-E.
H-E. Yep. Okay. So volleyball is your favorite sport?
Yes.
Are you involved in sports in any other way?
No.
You don't have a fantasy football team?
Oh, yeah. We have a fantasy football team that's called H Bombers.
Who's we?
Me and my dad.
Are y'all any good?
We won a championship a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's a pretty big deal. Does Dad let you make any team decisions?
Sometimes. Me and him kind of talk about it with each other.
You do?
Sometimes.
Fair enough. Okay. Now, this is a long list, this question I'm about to ask. Okay, so we can't take everybody's whole day.
Okay.
All right. Who are your favorite actresses?
Leah Thompson, Bonnie Hunt, Elizabeth Perkins, and Gina Davis.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Is there any chance that somebody could move into your top 5 and take one of them out?
No.
Why?
Because I watch them all the time.
So you're kind of closed off to that? Like that's going to be your top 5
Yes.
for the rest of time?
Probably.
Fair enough. Okay. So what are your favorite movies?
Stuart Little's The Brady Bunch, Two by the Dozen, Dennis the Menace, and Jumanji and Other Kinds.
Why do you like movies where people get in a lot of trouble? Like,
oh yeah, my favorite also is Annie.
ooh, Annie's a good one.
I don't know. I just like their big families.
I like big families.
And adoption and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. You're pretty crazy about that.
I know.
That's cool. Okay, so TV shows.
Switched at Birth, Trip by the Dozen, The Brady Bunch, and Full House.
Cheaper by the Dozen is a TV show.
I meant to say The Brady Bunch.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Um, how many DVDs do you own?
About 200, between 200 and 500,
That's pr-
somewhere around there.
Have you ever counted?
No. I might count when I get home tonight.
That may keep you up past your bedtime.
I can at least start.
But what if you forget?
I don't know. I'll just
What
restart.
if you get to like 110 or 11? You forget to write it down, and then tomorrow morning before you go to work, you're like, "Oh man, was I at 110?"
I'll just write it down.
That's fair enough. What else do you want people to know about you?
Usually, when I'm in a good mood, sometimes I'm happy and I get so excited and all that fun stuff.
How often are you in a bad mood though?
Not very much.
Yeah, not very often. I mean, sometimes when you're hurting,
When I'm
when you have extra pain that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, now I can be a little bit. Now I can be a little bit cranky, but most of the time I'm not very cranky.
Okay, so why are you only cranky towards me and Dad?
I don't know, maybe because they're boys. I really don't know.
You know, like
And I'm working hard on that.
we take you places. You stay at my house when Mom and Dad are out of town.
Yes.
Like I pick you up from work on Wednesdays. I take you to church. We usually go eat where you want to go eat.
Yes.
But you still want to be cranky towards me?
No, I'm working very hard not to.
Interesting. Okay. I will add this that Haley lights up around people. She's You're gonna find out in watching these as you continue to watch them, and we hope you do so. But you're gonna find out how opposite we are. We are a typical brother and sister. Okay, we fight. We'll fight in front of people. We don't always get along. In fact, there are more things in our life that make us a typical brother and sister than not. We do have a different circumstance, but there are a lot of us that do. Our community is huge. There's a lot of us, and you may not ever know it. So you're gonna see that. You've seen it some today. For some reason she doesn't think that she has to listen to me. So, I have to correct her on that. Everybody thinks that this is Queen Haley. Queen Haley. Oh, Haley's never done anything wrong. Well, Haley cheats. Haley cheats at Uno. Haley cheats at any game. The greatest example of this that I have is that when one night when we were playing Wii bowling, my dad had a perfect game going through the 8th frame. Okay, big deal in our house. Haley got so mad that she went and turned off the Wii and did not save his game. So, Queen Haley over there.
And they need to get over that.
It's hard to get over that. It's hard to come back from something like that. I just don't know how you could. But it's okay because everybody loves you.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are. Haley loves attention. I don't care for it as much. I don't mind it. But I'm not going to do things to bring attention to me necessarily. Haley loves being in the middle of it. Haley loves being in the crowd amongst people. And she is universally loved, I would say. You have a lot of people that love you.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a really fortunate dynamic. And you're going to see that play out. It's been pretty cool. So I'm 34, Haley's 33. We're 18 months apart, right? We've been through a lot together. and Lord willing, we'll continue to go through a lot together. We've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had some scary times. We've had some sad times. The one thing that we've always had is laughter. We don't take ourselves too serious. We can't. If you take yourself too serious in our house, you get made fun of. So we try not to do that. Because we don't like being made fun of, and even though it's funny, right? So you're gonna see all of this. Like I said, you're gonna see all of this come out because we're just ourselves. And we're like this everywhere we go. Even in the few speaking engagements that we've been able to do, it's hard to hide who we are for a long period of time, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we just don't even try anymore. So this is what you got. Thank you for tuning in. Next time you see us, we will have news stories and the whole premise behind this. Just one more time. I I'm feeling very strong about elevating the perspective of Haley and her community, not just Haley. On Thursday nights, we have how many? 100, 120?
It kind of depends on the night. Sometimes we have over 100, and sometimes we just have like 50 to 20 of our guys
Yeah,
there.
that's true. Yeah, the pandemic kind of cut our numbers for a while, huh? 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah,
About 2 to 2.5 years.
yeah. Um, so they have anywhere from 20 to 120. Adults with special needs on Thursday nights, we have social nights. So we'll have pizza and desserts. And we'll play games. We'll play bingo. Once every 5 years or so, we'll do karaoke. Um, I love my community, and there are so many stories. There are so many perspectives that are in that room on Thursday nights that I think it's time that we start elevating it. I think it's time that we really uh, look at what Haley brings to the table. I gotta figure that out.
You're good.
Because, like I said, the things that society would look at and say that would keep Haley from being successful or keep Haley from doing a day to day job is actually something that makes her very effective at her job, right? Haley's very black and white. In fact, we joke, and some of our audience will not be old enough to know this reference, but for those of you who are, we joke that um, she's Rain Man, okay? You do not mess with her schedule. I have been picking her up on Wednesday nights for 10 years. Every Wednesday at 2:30, I get a text. Are you picking me up today, or do I need to tell Dad to come pick me up? If I don't respond within 5 minutes, Monica, my wife, gets a text. Okay? That text goes after we answer. That settles it for a little bit. And then we get a text. Who's picking me up today? Where are we going to eat? Every Wednesday for 10 years. Okay? So you don't mess with Haley's schedule. Don't mess with it. I dare you.
It drives me nuts when my schedule's off. Even if I'm sick or something. If I miss a day, my schedule is so missed. It gets confusing.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, that's a lot of us. Um, so, yeah, that can be frustrating at times, right? Um, as mom and dad, or as brother who's helping out, um, that can be frustrating. At the same time, that also has kept 1,000 kids safe.
Yes.
A lot of kids. You've had a ton of, I mean, you've been there 20 years.
Yes.
A lot of kids. Um, so it's all about how you look at it, right? Like something can be very frustrating and also at the same time be very good. So that's what we want to do. We want to elevate Haley. We want to elevate her perspective, and we want to elevate the perspective of our community. And so we feel very blessed and very fortunate to be able to do this. And we're excited for what the future holds, and we'll learn this together. Like I said, we have a rough script, but Haley and I operate better when it's not super rigid. And so that's how we're gonna go. I'll have a few notes for our shows, and we may not talk about a single thing on those notes. All right. Um, but that's us, and that's Haley, and we look forward to seeing you next week on Haley's Weekly News.